Let's roll with episode 330 of the Current Gen podcast. Tim, I'm here with Kyle, here with Dan. Welcome in, fellas. How are we doing in this July?
It's
Are you
hot.
guys like being killed in the heat? Is the heat getting you? Are you okay?
It's hot, man, and we can't even go outside here in Colorado because of the air being bad to breathe. So I haven't been really feeling the heat. So
The
I've been
air is
inside.
bad to breathe.
The air is bad to breathe. It's on fire. Don't breathe it.
Back in my
Um,
day, you would just go outside and you would just breathe whatever air Mother Nature gave you. But nowadays, everyone's
you
getting
sucked
coddled.
you sucked water
You
out of a
open up,
lawn hose.
yeah,
You breathed air. You just lived life.
yeah.
Now you
But now
can't do
you
any of
open up your
that.
weather app and it's like, oh, the warning is the temperatures and the thing is too high. It's
Pollen
like,
counts
shut
are
up.
really
Like, just go
right.
outside and make you a
Yeah.
man, grow some hair on your chest.
Arguably, the air in the 70s and 80s was way worse, but we didn't know about it, so it was fine.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Sure,
ignorance is
yeah.
bliss.
Yeah,
Placebos
that's
work.
right.
Yes.
That's right. That is right. Well, yeah, we are deep into
But yeah.
summertime here. Now, last week, Kyle and Jeff and I went over kind of a preview of the rest of 2026. And I got to tell you, I am going to spend way more money than the average gamer should be spending. Like, this is not
Yeah.
okay with how much money is going to be spent on games. And I've
Mm.
already apologized ahead of time to my family and myself, but it's happening.
Sure.
You know, things are
Sure.
gonna happen. There's not much I can't do anything about it. It just has to happen.
It's not
I
my
mean-
fault. Yeah, I didn't ask for
Not my
this.
fault.
You could just let
Correct.
Grand Theft Auto consume you and then not buy everything else. You could
But
use
everything's
Grand Theft
coming out
Auto
comes
before
6.
Grand Theft Auto.
That's the last one.
Yeah,
But you gotta
That's the
build
last
up
one.
to it, You gotta like build up.
Nah, well, yeah.
You know what? You gotta replay Grand Theft Auto 5. You gotta replay it.
I
so
already
you
did
can...
that. I
Ah,
replayed that
Everyone
game
did that already.
too many times. Yeah, like I can't. I was playing Grand Theft Auto Online a lot. Getting
Sure.
ready for this new heist.
Sure.
But so yeah, I'm already doing that. I'm already playing 5.
Well, I'm gonna go back to
can't keep
GTA
going.
1, and then I'll go, to each one because
okay, there you go. Wow, you're really gonna work through it. Well, good luck with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Good luck
to
with
start
that.
at 1.
Yeah.
And then...
So yeah, there's
I'm up.
so many games coming out now. This month of July has a couple of major ones, which we'll talk about a few of them in this episode. And there's a few big ones for the rest of this month, but really it's not until you get into August where things start to pick up steam. September gets even crazier. October doesn't really slow down. It's in November where all of a sudden the bottom drops out and it's just GTA
Sure.
sitting there in the middle of November, like this lone shining star.
And like some Barbie
sitting
game,
there.
right?
Barbie and
Basically.
Godzilla. Yeah, that's it.
And then probably a Nintendo game, like probably Ocarina of Time.
Probably
if it
Ocarina of
that's when
Time
will
if it
probably
sticks to
that.
the.
Because they don't
Because
care.
they just don't care.
They
They
don't
really don't
care.
care.
Oh man,
They really
to
don't.
be in a world to not care that much would be so great.
I know it. But hey, there are some things of note that have dropped here in this month of July. So I figured we would jump in with really one of the ones we've talked about before as one of our favorite Assassin's Creed games, if not our favorite overall Assassin's Creed game, and that is Black Flag Resynced. They of course dropped the 4. It used to be Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. That was the original title. So now
I
it's
actually
just
noticed that.
Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced.
Keep an eye out for
so
Jeff.
this
He's
is-
about to pop in. Just
Yeah,
FYI.
I've got his. Well, Jeff is going to jump in here in a second too. So we're watching the review from GameRanks, and listen, I've been playing this a good chunk of the time this weekend, not as much as I would have liked already, but getting into it. It's funny, my son Shep, who's my main gamer son, he plays all the deep like lore RPG story based games alongside with me. Much less likely to play Fortnite, much more likely to play Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Good man.
So he
Good
saw
man.
me playing this, and he was watching it for a little bit, and then realized that I'm getting out of the ship, I'm exploring, I'm unlocking stuff, I'm leveling up. Like it's not Sea of Thieves, it's not some of the other, piratey games that have come out. And he realized like the depth of it, so he immediately got on his Switch because I own Black Flag and Rogue, that combo that they released on the Switch, and he immediately downloaded that because we have like the family share account. And he is hooked, and he's playing the old version of Black Flag
Oh,
and
nice.
Rogue
Oh,
that might have had a
wow.
little
Yeah.
bit, might have had a little bit of improvements for the Switch port, but not a lot. And he is super hooked on that as well.
Nice.
So he's having a blast. But
Cool.
but yeah, I know Kyle, you've been spending a lot of time playing this one too. And as you can see, if you're watching the video version of our podcast here, the visuals on this are, in my opinion, right up there on par with what you'd want from a brand new Assassin's Creed game. I think the visuals are stellar. There's probably some things here and there that, like maybe some of the faces or animations, I don't know, but for the most part, I think everything looks great and plays great. What do you think so far, Kyle, as you've fired this thing up? over the weekend.
Yeah, I was able to get about 17 hours or so into the game, and I forgot
Oh,
the
dang.
runway. I always forget these Assassin's Creed games have like a lot of runway where it's just like, yeah,
Yeah.
you're playing 6 to 8, maybe 10 hours before like everything is kind of revealed to you in terms of mechanics and
Yep.
like the loop and whatnot. And I really
Yep.
like the runway in this game a lot. Like
Yeah.
it's very good. It drip feeds just perfectly. You know, you learn everything really easily. I would definitely suggest just staying on the main quest for a little while. Trust me that
Yeah.
you will have plenty of time to like open up and explore and stuff like that.
Well, you get
But yeah,
upgrades and abilities for your ship and
yeah,
for Edward if you will just play the main story for a while, like Kyle was saying.
yeah,
So it's
yeah,
worth doing that because it's almost a long tutorial. Like I like the runway
yes,
verbiage.
yeah,
It's just a long tutorial type of thing where it's unlocking stuff for you, and then eventually it really does open up. I mean, it's open at the beginning for the most part, but you're gonna
yeah.
get
You could get
destroyed.
lost
Number
immediately
one,
if you want
but
to. Yeah,
you're gonna get demolished if you try to do too much exploring too early.
yeah.
Things will
Don't go too far
wipe the
south.
floor
Yeah.
with you. Right. But yeah, a lot of the classic Assassin's Creed things are here, where you can go into this eagle eye mode. I think they call it. Can't remember what they call it. This assassin view mode. You can
Assassin's
highlight
Creed.
every enemy. You know, pretty much everyone is a one hit kill. I think later there might be stronger enemies who you have to. I can't remember if this game had stronger ones or not, but
I don't know.
for the most
Yeah,
part,
I
you
don't
can
think
one
so.
hit kill everybody.
I think this was traditional Assassin's Creed, where it's like if you're sneaking around
You
behind
can
someone,
assassinate.
you can pretty
Yeah,
much just take them out. Yeah,
You could stealth this entire game, which would be weird as
Yeah.
a pirate, but like the stealth is very easy and very well done.
very
and
easy.
yes, you can
Yeah.
one hit kill just about anybody, and it's just it's fun. It's fun to like wipe out an entire like little camp.
Yeah.
Especially with all the upgraded mechanics with the crouching now, and
Mm-hmm.
a lot of kind of quality of life and updated stuff.
Yep. Yeah, the combat does feel a little bit closer to some of the modern day stuff, although it still has that overall straight up simplicity of the older Assassin's Creeds. So it's got a combo
nice
of both.
hybrid.
It's not quite as complex as like Odyssey or Valhalla or some of those games, but they do add some cool attacks. You can see even on the right hand side there, the bottom right corner of the screen. With the right trigger, you can do a quick shot, a leg sweep, the rope grab move. Some of the stuff, if it was there in the original, I don't remember how they implemented it. I think you could do some of that stuff, but I don't remember all of it.
I don't
Like the leg sweeps
remember.
feel new.
I don't remember.
Don't think there was like shift moves in that game. I could be wrong, but I don't
remember.
think there were.
I think
I
it was
don't,
definitely
I don't remember there being listen, the leg sweep is awesome. You literally just literally sweep the leg and they're on the ground and you can hit a one hit kill on them, which is great when you got a bunch of enemies you got to take out because you'll die pretty quick if you're not careful. Like
and
they'll start
the AI
taking them out
learns
pretty
too.
fast.
So if like you're using like your leg sweep over and over again, like the guys will like stop falling for it, So it's like
Right.
there is some like kind of like adaptive type of combat as well, which I really like.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, there's still plenty of ships to sink and crews to board and to capture and to steal from. There's plenty of these fortresses to assault and go after and get all their loot. There's lots of little islands and places to explore. These little towns. It's not going to have the same height. A lot of Assassin's Creed games, especially stuff like Syndicate and Unity and some of these other games, they'll have a ton of verticality to them. There's really not a ton of verticality in this game. It's more spread out. So you're on your ship a lot. There are some buildings and some mountainy type areas, but even those aren't massive, right? So compared to other games where you're climbing up for a long time, this game doesn't have a ton of that. Even early on in Havana, one of the bigger towns, the buildings aren't very tall. It's like a church steeple is like the tallest building.
It was less about that in this one and 3, because I mean this is a prequel to 3, right? So but 3 was like that too, because of Boston and the areas around that. There's not a lot of tall buildings. So
Yeah. What it does have though, and this is harpooning, not deep diving, but it does have depth. You can do swimming and stuff like that. So I do like that, where you can dive certain points. Some of the harpooning stuff, if you're a big animal lover, if that bothers you, you might not love this part of it. So, but anyway, it is pretty good. Like as far as the gameplay goes and the visuals of it, and
the economy that it offers by hunting certain things, the Far Cry style, which I really, I like that. I've always liked that, like hunt this certain animal to get a bigger wallet or whatever,
Yeah.
Is it
now you gotta go find
mean-spirited?
iguanas.
Yeah.
You gotta go find
for good
iguanas.
gameplay
Just shoot
mechanics?
them.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, simpler times back then, yeah.
Go skin some monkeys. You'll get a new pouch,
Yeah. Yeah, stuff like this right here, like assaulting the fort while ships are attacking you, and you got to take out their cannons that are shooting at you. Like, it gets really epic really quickly, and as your ship becomes super powerful, you start to feel like legitimately the scary pirate ship that they've all feared is going to attack one day, and you kind of get to be the villain, of course, because you're the pirate. So it's very kind of empowering in that way, type of a game. It's really, I think the power fantasy is strong yet again in this one. But ultimately, with the remastered version, this resynced version, you're going to get a very top tier visual experience. Everything looks really pretty, from the water to the characters, the environments. It's all detailed. The streets and the towns are even more detailed than they were before. And by the way, I still think the original game isn't super ugly by today's standards. It just looks way better now. This is just the way to play it now.
Well, I mean, they clearly, because I mean, they had delayed Shadows, right? So they clearly had put in the work with the Anvil engine to like really
that's right
spruce things up and add that extra detail. And I mean, that clearly worked out for them to apply that to this, because that the water looks amazing. So the lighting looks really great.
The amount of stuff that can go on, where like a storm could start and a gust of wind, and then you could get hit by a rogue wave, all while in the middle of a fight. Like, it's just, there's a lot going on. I cannot believe this game has not crashed yet. Like, to be honest,
the storms are legit scary. Like, some boat games don't really make it that scary. But man, with all the water spouts that are kicking up, these giant tornadoes on the ocean, like it gets scary pretty fast. So anyway, there's so much to see and do in this game. It is an absolute blast of a game. If you've never played it, if Assassin's Creed Black Flag is one of those games that you've always heard about but never really got into, this is absolutely one that's worth diving back into. Literally, it really is. And so if you think about like the Valhalla, Odyssey, Origin, some people have only played those and they're like, yeah, the old ones don't do it for me. I think this is a nice combo of both of those experiences.
It's a nice bridge.
And by the way, it removes what I think might be the worst modern day storyline or experience in Assassin's Creed. For as much as I love Black Flag, the old modern day stuff was awful, and the new stuff, it's like a quick cutscene, and then you're in. Like, it doesn't really do anything.
Yeah,
I think you can do some like side like challenges like in the Animus, and like that's the modern day stuff now. You're like hunting data like in the data stream or whatever.
Well, it was probably they like pigeonholed themselves after 3 with how they ended 3. So it's kind of like, well, what are we gonna do? And it's
basically
like,
stop ending the world via aliens or something. I forget. I can't remember the nonsense of that third.
I mean, I remember, but it's spoilery, so I don't want to. Well, somebody, risks, or somebody sacrifices himself, if you recall, at the end.
And hey, you can pet cats and dogs, by the way. You can pet both. So, game of the year.
There you
obviously.
Go. Of course.
But yeah, no, I really am glad that they decided to, I wouldn't even say trim down, basically eliminate the modern day stuff, which was very tedious. You were in first person mode at this modern day, like, entertainment kind of gaming VR office.
Yeah, it was like you're at a game
and
developer.
You were sneaking around and, like trying to find files on a computer for this secret group that was calling you on your phone. I don't know. It just, and I remember it didn't really pay off either. I can't remember exactly how it all winds up. I just remember feeling like, boy, this was anticlimactic when it was all said and done.
Well, it's that ancient race that's in the background that is throughout the modern day stuff. Remember, like I remember
building towards, like
that whole Adam and Eve type thing. Because there's the pieces, the pieces of what the hell were they called? I don't remember, but they were like building up toward that, and that's what pieces of Eden. Thank you. Yeah, up and through 3, and like it seemed kind of interesting because it was almost like there was like a sister planet to Earth or something, and they were like crazy advanced, but then like something happened, and then aliens, that's why at the end of 3, aliens. It was kind of anticlimactic because it's like, but the thing that was like the big threat was just like a solar wave or something, and it's like, well, that's stupid. Like that was supposed to be like the end of the world thing. It was like, oh, a solar wave is going through space and it's gonna like whatever, and it's like that's kind of lame. So
I agree.
I
agree. Well, hey guys, Jeff Weff is here. Just wanted to highlight that.
Jeff Weff.
Hey.
Jeff
I'm only reading how he introduced himself on his call. Okay, he put.
I
Jeff
don't.
Webb.
I don't know
Okay,
why I
that's
did
what we
that.
call
I
him.
really don't.
You know why.
I say keep doing it.
Stupid.
So, hey, listen, this is absolutely, in my opinion, this is a, if you're at all interested in Assassin's Creed, if you liked Black Flag already and wanted to go back and replay it, this is the definitive way to experience that game now. It keeps a lot of the stuff that made that game great at its core. So it's not totally changing it. It's not making it something different. The story, characters, the core gameplay mechanics, those are all still there. It's just all better. Visually, it feels better to play. Controls better. There's some extra tweaks to the naval combat as well that kind of feels a little bit more. I think you feel a little more powerful at the beginning. I remember at the beginning when I last played it, I was like, man, you're so weak at the beginning. You really have to upgrade your ship. You're still that way, but I just feel like it's just structured in a way that you still feel pretty cool right out of the gate. Pretty strong right out of the gate, which is nice.
And they added more story. They added a real ending. So apparently, this game just kind of ends the original one, but this one's kind of got actually a ramp up to the ending and an actual conclusion and yada yada, fulfilling conclusion. It's just they wrote everything out a little more. They gave some of your major player crew members more of a story and stuff like that. So you have to kind of do like loyalty missions for them, like Mass Effect style. They just added a lot of extra stuff. Like it's on the level of like a Resident Evil 4 remake type of remake. To be
Absolutely,
honest. Like it is. Not a single line of code is reused. They rebuilt it completely from the ground up, added a whole bunch of bells and whistles, made it more cohesive, and added a lot of quality of life stuff. Like it is a very, very, very good remake. And Ubisoft is used to just kind of like the version that your son was you were talking about playing, Tim, is just kind of like a remastered version. That's kind of what they normally do. We're just gonna airbrush it up and like throw it out. Maybe it can run in 1080p now or whatever. And that's just kind of what they've been doing all these years. It's cool to see them really throw themselves into a really like full-blown remake like this, because maybe we'll get more.
I agree. Yeah, man, this game is great. Can't recommend it enough. I've spent about 4.5 maybe hours in the game so far, so not quite far enough to where things are totally open with all my abilities, but I've gotten far enough where I've done a lot of ship battles, a lot of on land sneaking around and stealthing, but also in big open fights. All of it is great, and there's no reason why I won't keep playing this one. It's a nice one because I just finished another game that I'll talk about in a bit, where I kind of had that, oh man, I'm in a game hole. I don't know what to do next. Like nothing really feels like it's gonna be fun. I just want to play that game again. Like you just feel sad when you finish an amazing game.
Oh, of course.
Thankfully we've got this one here, and I think this one, at least for me, absolutely scratches that gaming itch that I've got after the last one. So
yeah, this is I'm so early in this game, you guys. Tragically, I'm still in Havana, but I'm kind of doing what Kyle mentioned that he was doing to me as he was playing, where you're just kind of like hooked with the exploration the more you synchronize and find chests and stuff. So I'm like literally just doing that. So I'm still like 3 hours in, and I'm just messing around. I mean, it's just so fun. And visually on the Pro, it's, oh my God, dude, it pops. It's so beautiful. And I just have it unbalanced with that 40 frames per second. And it sings, man, environmentally. Every time you do a sync, you're like, how does this game look like this? Like, I mean, of course, it's because they remade it. They rebuilt it from the ground up. And the combat, I don't remember at all playing. I mean, I played the original on the PC, so of course it looked great in 1080 at the time. I don't remember the combat at all. So I don't remember it feeling this intuitive, this fluid.
No,
I remember you just hit attack a lot. I remember you could do a smoke bomb, and I remember you could do like a quick shot with your pistol. Those were the things that I remember.
And then
this is a modern AC combat system.
And it was very parry heavy. So you were just like playing defensive and like parrying anybody, and then like a parry would always give an insta kill, So like it became kind of easy to cheese combat like in the original.
Assassin's Creed combat was never its strong suit.
No,
for a while.
It's like really bad Batman. It's like really bad Batman. Like in terms of
actually, the first one that I felt like did the combat right was probably Syndicate. That combat was actually like unique. They added some cool new things to that.
Right before
it wasn't until Origins that it became like a legit action RPG.
Yeah,
like,
Origins and Odyssey and Valhalla was like, bust the doors wide open on combat feeling good. Like you enjoyed it. You didn't want to avoid it.
Yeah.
Which I understand.
I don't remember the fight.
I don't remember these like fire cannonballs. I just got these recently in my playthrough. Were those in the old game? Because they are awesome.
I'm pretty sure they were. I don't remember them, but yeah, they just melt.
Dude,
like
they
ships.
shred the enemy ships. They shred them.
I do recall them being there.
Oh, okay, and of course the mortar. I love that too, where you can just attack them from above.
Yeah, that's the stuff I haven't even. Not even like you just do the intro mission where you sink one ship and then you're downed. And that's the only thing I've done. So imagine like this whole gigantic wave of combat and exploration I haven't unlocked yet, and I'm still blown away by what they've already shown me. It's great.
Yep. Well, so that's not the only thing that's out though. Jeff, you arrived at the perfect time because I want to get your thoughts on Doom Spear. That's the name of this, right?
Ooh.
The Doom Dark Ages. I think it's called Spear.
Dark Ages Spear.
So the Doom Dark Ages Revelations DLC is out, and if you watched the trailer, you saw that the shield at some point gets destroyed, and now you've got this really cool spear that allows you to do looks like similar counters and powerful attacks, but probably a different style of gameplay. Have you gotten to play this much, and what do you think about it so far?
I didn't even get to the spear yet because the first mission it's introductory, but it's also like reminding you how to play the game. So it was a lot of me trying to relearn how to do it. And there's so many areas of exploring, much like the main game, where you find a secret, and then as soon as you do, it locks the room and enemies spawn. So you're like, okay, good refresher. Like I get to finally remember how to do the cool shield stuff, which I guess will be eventually irrelevant. But but hopefully there's a lot of upgrades to that spear. That
there'll probably be some parity type attacks with the spear, I would imagine. Like something similar.
Yeah, I hope so, because that final unlock you have with the shield, where it sends a ground fissure, where you do a perfect parry, and as soon as you do it, it just attacks like every enemy that's in front of you and destroys some of them too. That feels amazing. So I'm hoping that there's something similar to that in this one. I don't know if there's a new gun too, though. I can't remember.
I can't imagine they wouldn't add another gun or two.
Right. Yeah, they have to. Yeah, it's like a 4 or 6 hour long thing. So hopefully they do. Yeah. And if you're exploring like me, you're going to make it way longer, because I do want all those secrets, man. But yeah, of course it's Doom. It plays great. And the story intro is great too, because like you find early on, you get like a final boss tease, and he looks like the creature design is unfreaking believable on that dude. Yeah. And that's when, of course, you lose all your cool stuff.
You ever watch gameplay and just get so mad at like, the person who's like playing?
Yeah.
It's like,
why are you using that gun?
I've just been seeing red this entire time, and I'm like,
he just keeps getting hit.
Over at Gaming Bolt.
Keeps getting hit.
This is Gaming Bolt, and they're struggling. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I guess personally, I'm how to use that spear. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I maybe so. I'm definitely of course, this is when you had the shield, charge with the shield when you get pissed off type of player, and then just use double shotty, and it takes them out usually in 1 or 2.
They're not countering anything. It's really annoying.
Yeah,
I mean,
he just keeps getting
I can't.
She or they or whoever's playing.
And that we don't know who it is. We don't know. Who
and that like shield, like the shield that the enemy had,
could be
Yeah, exactly. The shield like being bright red like that means you can destroy it with a throw of usually your shield, probably with the spear too. So it's like, dude,
spear, right? Yeah.
Remove the armor. Like, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Do you hate games? What is this?
It's just my first time ever
horrible
playing
guns
game.
too.
It's like self-inflicted extra hard mode.
Yeah, just like standing there. I can't.
Yeah, I had to get rid of it. I had to get rid of it.
You know what it was? They probably first time playing it, they think it's a walking simulator, and they're like, "Why is everyone hitting me?"
Yeah.
Okay. Had to pause real quick, but we're back. Kyle will join us in a second. He's being punished. He's in the corner. We'll bring him back in a few minutes.
He said something really inappropriate, so
I know. That's why we had to weirdly cut, and now he's gone. He's in timeout right now. That's okay. He could probably hear us, and he's like, "You guys suck." Okay. So I wanted to talk about one of my most anticipated games of the last couple of years. Each summer, this has become one of my kind of most anticipated. I realize they're the same every year, like Madden. I get it, but college football games are back in 2025. They really, in my opinion, or I guess it was technically 2024, but the 25 iteration was a really good but needed some improvement entry. But it was such a good return to form after It had been, I think, 12 years since the one before that. So it was really exciting. Last year's was better, but still needed some tweaks. And this year's, as the reviews started coming out, I mean, it sounded like they might have really nailed the balance when it comes to the depth of gameplay, what you can control off the field. Like, it sounded like they were really finally doing what most college football fans wanted. And then we started to hear these rumblings about, hey, I think they added new microtransactions. I heard that, and my initial thought was, of course they did. They're EA, but they've always had like the Ultimate Team. You guys have probably heard of Ultimate Team on Madden and on college football, where you essentially can spend real world money to build up your ultimate team, and you get these cards and whatever else. So I always knew that existed. I never played it. I think I did it once for an achievement back in the day on Madden. That was about it. But news started to come out that no, this is no longer for just the online modes. They've added microtransactions for single player modes, specifically for Dynasty and Road to Glory. So Road to Glory is when you make one player, you take them through their college career. If you're, you can maybe play for 4 years before that mode is over and you start with a new player. And then same with the Dynasty, you can play 30 seasons with a custom coach or a real life coach. You can just pick which one you want to do. And the whole idea in both of those is that over time, your player or your coach gets better. And what they've had the last 2 years with these little sliders that would say XP gain, and you could make it normal, which is relatively slow. It can usually take you, if you want to max out your stats, it'll be at the end of your career as a player or a coach. But you could crank those up and make it 2 times or 3 times speed. That way you could be much better, much quicker. But it's your mode. It's your offline mode. It's not affecting anybody else. If you want to be a rated 99 quarterback by the time you're a sophomore, do it. Like, no, who cares? It's your own offline mode. I don't care. I remember when I was a kid, I used to play football games, and I would create like a 7'7", 500-pound running back who had 99 speed.
So
I thought that was hilarious.
Like just a tank.
But he was super. He was like Derrick Henry, basically. Like, we actually have one of those in real life. But so it was, to me, that's what you want in a game like this. You want. I spoke of the power fantasy with Black Sails. That's kind of what you want when you're playing a football game too. And so, anyway, I am not suggesting that EA should allow people to crank up their stats when they're playing online or anything like that. But when you're playing offline, why are you messing with stuff? So what they did is they removed those sliders and they replaced it with the ability to buy these points that you can spend specifically to level up faster for either the coach or the player. And you have to spend real world money. And someone did the math on it. And to level up your coach, max out their stats would cost $100 in real life, real world money. Keep in mind, let's say that I do one full season and I create myself as the coach. But then I want to do another season where I use a real life coach and level them up. Those points are gone. I got to spend money again for points for that next coach. And same thing with
holy moly!
So like you're talking, like if you want to do Road to Glory, and there's like I think 8 positions you can do Road to Glory on. So if you want to be quarterback, now I want to try receiver. Now I want to try a linebacker. You have to re-spend those points anytime you want to increase their leveling up. Otherwise, you're stuck with the really slow leveling up process. All that to say, they really just completely messed with and totally messed up the ability to control your own progression and your experience. And they got a lot of backlash. And what I really liked was that you started to see content creators, streamers who really thrive off of Madden and college football content. They started a whole movement saying like, this is the best game that they've ever made for college football, and they've ruined it. And so they were like the first ones to say this is one of the best versions of this. But for right now, we would say they use the hashtag college football play don't pay, and that was the hashtag that kind of went viral for a little while there.
Holy crap, dude!
They were all just saying don't buy it. Forget everything I've said about how much I love this game. Just wait, everyone wait, and don't buy it. And so a lot of people did that, including myself. Many people just waited. The Steam reviews were, I want to say, around 20%. I'll have to check and see if they've gone up at all now. Steam reviews were very, very low for good reason, and it was all about microtransactions.
Yeah.
So EA at first doubled down on these. They're still pretty negative. They're still sitting
Shocker.
Hang on. Okay, they're going up a little bit. It's at 38%. I'm serious.
Oh, okay, there you go.
It was down around 20, so it's starting to improve. So EA came out and essentially doubled down on this, very corporate speak. Like, hey, we've given you control over whatever. Like, and they kind of explained why
you haven't.
If you don't pay extra money, you just have to play the full, career to get to the max level. Totally ignoring the fact that they removed features that were in the last 2 game. So just think about this with any other genre of game. They removed a feature, and now you can still do it if you pay extra money. No gamer, no person's going to be okay with that. Like if you buy the next iPhone and something you've had with every iPhone now costs money, you have to pay Apple extra for that. Like no one would be cool with that. Like really, I can't access messaging until I pay you $5 extra. Like what is this? Like
Tim,
whatever
that dumb thing
is.
Don't give them any ideas.
I know you're right. You're right. So anyway, they came out. They sound like they were doubling down. And then they decided, hey, we're going to add in a couple of sliders, and it allowed you to go up to like 1.5 XP gain, times 1.5. So like a little bit of a boost if you really want to do that. So it was a really like not even a half step back to where they were before. And then the night of launch day, so the game had been out that whole day. I imagine their numbers were low because that evening they put out a big statement saying, "We hear you. You're passionate. We're passionate too. We're removing all microtransactions from College Football 27." So some big meetings happened on launch day. Some big numbers were not coming through. So some stuff was going on, and they completely reversed course. And so I think it's gone live as of this weekend. I have not checked necessarily, but it's just been an interesting roller coaster ride. And even if you don't care about sports games, totally get that. But just to watch a large company try to nickel and dime their regular customers, which I know happens all the time. It happens everywhere. I get that. But just to watch them do this again, but then have the backlash from users actually work was really exciting. That part was like, it felt really good to see.
It's a big win.
Totally.
Yeah, pretty huge win. So I'm excited to dive in. I just purchased it the other day. I've played a little bit. I kind of started to set up my dynasty a little bit. I'm very excited. They have added in a whole bunch of new features that apparently make this a much more kind of true to life, what college football is like now experience, which I think is great. So I'm very excited to do it, to play this game, of course.
You can do. There's a mascot mode. Oh my God! Look at this.
Oh yeah! Look at you can play as all the mascots.
The giant cowboy hats. All right.
That is great.
I like that.
Yeah. Mascot mode.
Somehow the hats stay on too.
Yeah. So, and by the way, there's a part of me that because I love simulation RPG experiences, stuff like this where you create a player, you set their stats, and you can make it really hard on yourself or really easy on yourself and decide what kind of player you are. Look at all these menus, like so many menus. So if you are a big fan of like even RPG levels of depth of control and stats and numbers and all that stuff, dude, these games have always done a good job with this. It seems like this one has even elevated that even more. So
I like that you can choose templates from previous amazing legendary players. That's really cool.
Right. Yeah, I like that too.
And then just kind of, I assume, adjust sliders from that.
Yeah, you adjust from there.
Yeah.
And also you need to get recruited. So like you actually play a few high school games, and depending on what you do and what stats you've picked for yourself, like if you want to make yourself a 1 or 2 star, then your stats are going to stink and you're only going to get recruited by like little teams like Toledo or whatever. But if you make yourself a 4 or 5 star and you play well in these opening high school games, now you got Alabama and Ohio State and others knocking on your door. So it's whatever kind of college football, story you want to experience for yourself, which I think is cool. All right, I digress. I'm just glad that not only got it resolved, but it resolved so quickly. I got to tell you, I'm a little surprised.
That's a big deal.
Got resolved. Yeah, I'm a little surprised.
Now, if only we could just make them realize they shouldn't do it in the first place.
I know. They already said in that statement that we're, when it comes to college football 28, we'll be looking for more features to add in that you guys are asking for. I'm like, they're going to try this again. They're going to do it again. But
the can has been kicked down the road.
It's been kicked down the road for one more year at least. So anyway, so there you go. That's my college football rant for now. I still think EA sucks. I think most of these big companies, we'll talk about one of them in particular later. I just think they're the worst. I feel bad for those. It sounds like all indications, and even some internal reports, some rumors were saying that the internal dev teams have been furious for months, knowing this was going to happen.
Sure.
Once they, who made the game, the actual artists and teams who love college football, who made this game, once they learned that they were being required to make microtransactions part of this, they were apparently livid as well. There's reports that came out about that, and they even warned them like the fans are going to flip. And they were right.
Flipped they did.
And flip they did. That's right. So anyway, okay. Well, I wanted to just touch base since we haven't had a chance to talk about this one since it launched, especially with you, Kyle, because I know you finished it. But I wanted to get, if you've got any thoughts you want to share about Star Fox that launched at the end of June, which I know you played through like launch night and probably have played a little more since then. What do you think about, because I already shared my thoughts on Star Fox a bit. I did, do one playthrough. I haven't gone through and done all the paths. There's a couple different paths you can take and challenges you can do and things like that. So far I've done one playthrough through the end. So, and it's excellent. It's so fun. I've already shared my thoughts on this, but what do you think about Star Fox and how Nintendo handled this remake?
Yeah, this is one of those games where I would just sit down on a Saturday as a kid and beat over and over and over and over again all day, because you can beat it like in an hour, maybe an hour and a half if you're going really slow. So I've probably beaten this game more than anything. So, boy, when this game kicked in at the very beginning, I just knew where everybody was going to pop up. I didn't know I knew that. Just the muscle memory kicked in,
All the triggers were the same. All the spots they fly in from needing help is the same.
All these switches, Kyle. All the switches are.
It couldn't be more the exact same thing that it always was, and just a very nice coat of paint, and everything feels very good to play. Like there's nothing clunky about it. It feels great.
I friggin' hate this fire level though. I will say that.
Oh, this level sucks. It's the worst level in the game. Sorry.
The boss is bad. The level's
bad.
Boss
is rough.
Everything about it's bad.
That's the first path I took too. I went to the fire.
Yeah. I've just absolutely loved my time with this game. I did unlock all the stages, so I've gone through all the paths and everything like that.
Nice.
It's a good time, and it's so nice to be able to like actually see like in the submarine level for the first time. Like, I was like, man, look at all the stuff going on in this level.
Yeah, there's things here.
It was always perpetually dark and like it's just impossible to control that thing back in the day, and it just feels everything about it just feels a little cleaner.
The game just looks great, dude.
It's just a fun game, man. It's got to be one of the greatest like arcadey, beat it over and over again, chase the high score type of game ever. And now there's like a challenge mode, so it's like you can go level by level and try and get all the medals and do all the objectives and stuff like that. That's pretty fun to chase as well. I'm couldn't be more happy with this game. I hope this bears fruit of more Star Fox. I hope so.
Yeah, for the love of God, give us a new Star Fox game.
Please give us
a new one.
That's just
give
like
us Dinosaur Planet 2, please.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Like they can clearly make, still make a on rails like flight, flying around, shooting.
It's still exciting as hell too. Like that opening level, like with you're like flying through the city. Like there's so much going on now. It just looks great. And then in the very last, when you're like fighting Andros and you're escaping through the tunnel and the explosions going on behind you, and you're following your father, it still hits, dude. All that hits. It's so great, It's so exciting.
They can still do it. Make new versions of this,
Yeah. It just has like serial, like 1950s sci-fi serial vibes, just with this like goofiness and everything like that. I couldn't be more pleased with everything about this game.
Yeah, I love this too. Like this is pretty epic with the thing. Like some of the levels just give you, man, this is like a blockbuster. I don't know, action sequence worthy, and because it's on rails, it reminds me of playing like arcade games where every time you get like the House of the Dead or whatever, those time cop or whatever
time
that
crisis
was called,
Time
crisis, like where you have these set pieces that happen in a certain time as you arrive at a certain place. This on rails approach lets you do that, and it just looks cool, and the timing's always right. And
that's why I'm like, it is kind of mind-boggling that they haven't just done more of them like this. Like, not to
you
say
could
that
just make more stages.
Not to say that it's an
Nintendo.
Well, I'm saying,
you
or
could just make 10 more stages.
Like
whatever, but like
new enemies, but same gameplay. That's fine.
Another one of these games cannot be that difficult. Like it just can't be. Like this is a pretty.
I mean, it requires work, but not.
I know, absolutely. But what I mean is, it's a on rails. Like you're guided. Like there's not like you're not developing an open world video game. You know what I mean? Like this has got to be.
They have the
easy
structure
to
here
out,
again. They remade this game. They have it now. They have this engine.
Just make more scenarios. Change some color palettes around. So
you know what? New
God of
New
War.
shit.
What
Add
is
God
this
of War
review?
stuff, obviously. Add God of War.
What is
Obviously,
this review
yes.
right now?
Obviously, just put God of War right in there for no
Yeah,
reason.
yeah.
I'm gonna skip ahead. What the heck is going on?
All right.
Obviously,
New
these
vehicles.
games are
Skill
both
up.
equally about fathers and sons and the relationship.
Sure,
between
yeah,
them,
there
Tim,
it is.
Obviously,
There it is.
if we can.
There it is.
Of course.
But yeah, give us some new
Oh, man.
vehicles and stuff. Like they can do
Yeah.
like
Also,
some stuff. You know?
I love how they didn't change anybody either. Like Falco is still the
No.
biggest prick in the entire world. Like he's
For
so
no reason,
unlikable
really.
from start to
Right.
finish. Like he couldn't be more unlikable as a human being anthropomorphic animal thing. So,
Yeah.
Except for the very
I agree.
end. At the very end, he's like, "Hey, Fox, you're all right."
Yeah,
I know.
but there's a couple of I guess you're okay before that.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
where I'm just
Yeah,
like,
you might save his life, and he's like, "Thanks, I guess." You know, it's like, all right,
yeah,
buddy,
I guess I
that's
should be
okay.
thankful. You're like, shut up, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could have let you
Shut
die.
up.
You know, I'd be saved from all this nonsense.
But if he
Stupid
does
bird.
die and has to fly out for that mission, he'll just be like, "Figures." You know, like he just kind of like assumes you're gonna
it's
fail.
your
It's like,
fault. Yeah, I
dude,
definitely didn't do
you
this to
are the
myself. You
worst.
know. Yeah,
Gosh.
yeah. I mean, I love that. I love they didn't change anything. Like all
I
the
do too.
dialogue's the same. Like obviously some of the voice acting's different. You know, like it's real voice
The
acting. not,
cutscenes
like,
are
modulated.
fun. I like the cutscenes.
The cutscenes
I
are
think
nice.
the cutscenes are
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
they're dope.
Like,
Yeah.
it adds just enough to like why you're there and what you're doing.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah.
and it's goofy. All of it's goofy. Like
Right.
you're watching like
And
a
it should be.
frog tell you about war crimes. You know, like,
With his big frog eyes, just
space
like,
war
"Ugh."
crimes.
I've had that-
Yeah.
I've had that dream more than once. I'm pretty sure. When the frog was telling me
we
about
all-
war.
yeah, it's very relatable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who hasn't? Anyway, and Dan, I know you've been playing this one too. And Jeff,
Yeah,
you
I
played at
only
least
did
the
the
demo.
one-
Did you buy this one, Jeff?
No, I did.
Not yet,
I did.
no.
Oh,
Dan
sorry,
did,
I thought you were
okay.
asking. Yeah.
Dan, what were you saying?
Yeah,
No, go
it's
ahead,
still-
Dan. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. No, I was just saying I've done the one run so far, so
Me too.
Yeah.
it just feels so smooth. It feels nice.
Yeah.
And just it's fun. And I really do think that they should just take this engine, just take what you have here and just build on it. Just build.
Yeah.
Go to another, because they're mercenaries, right? That's what they are. That's the whole
Yeah.
thing. They're mercenaries. So
Yeah.
go to another solar system.
Got a new
Do a
call,
whole nother
from a
little-
new need
Yeah,
out in the
Yeah.
whatever.
And
I think
Totally.
you know. You could
new
continue.
vehicles. You know,
You could kind of
And
just
just
so
don't make
easy.
another fire level. Just don't make another one of these.
Yeah.
levels.
More
And
fire.
Or if you do,
More
no
fire.
lava. Do an all fire like a just no lava.
Just don't
No-
just
never
don't let
lava
it so
ever
your
again.
health is going down constantly that whole level because it just annoys the crap.
Yeah.
how about fire and
Just-
ice? You can do a little fire and ice thing. It could be lava,
Well, yeah,
but then
okay,
also
fine.
ice.
Fire
and
and
it's
ice
like
is
back
okay.
and forth.
I'm
Sure.
aboard with
Yeah,
that.
that would look cool, right? Yeah, that would look kind of cool.
It would.
Yeah, I'm here
It
for
would.
that.
Yeah, so this one, listen, this is such a fun game. I think it's only $50. I'm sure you can probably get it on discount at some point later this year or early next year, but highly recommend it for folks. I think it's a lot of fun, especially if you're nostalgic for the early 2000s and mid 90s of gaming. It's absolutely
Turns out,
scratches that
still
itch.
am. So,
Still-
still very
turns
nostalgic
out.
for that time.
Nostalgia is
Insane.
delicious. Nostalgia is delicious.
That's right. Absolutely. Well, I wanted to talk about one game that I recently finished that is we talked about last week. What are some of our, or no, 2 weeks ago, Jeff and I went through what are some of our favorite games so far of 2026. This one is absolutely up there for me, and it's
Yeah.
Pragmata. I just finished it, and probably
Nice.
gonna,
So
honestly
good.
probably gonna go back through and do some of the. They have a separate mode that unlocks when you beat it, and I haven't tried that yet. And I think it adds like one line of dialogue after the credits at the very end to kind of slightly adjust the ending a little bit, I think, from what I've heard. So you don't get a ton outside of like, new skins and just playing it again. And I think there's some new challenges and stuff. But man, this game is absolutely great. I had no idea what I was getting into when I started this. I thought it would be something that I played for a couple levels and then would let go. But this gameplay loop of hacking was, number one, it was really fun. We talked about this a lot when it launched. The gameplay loop, I think, is really fun. It feels good. The shooting feels good. The hacking powers you unlock over time are great. But then it has the audacity to have this super emotional connection between this father-daughter
Yeah.
dynamic. And they really nail it. And some people might be annoyed at first. I almost was a little bit at the beginning with kind of her over cheerfulness. And I was like, is this one of these weird Japanese characters that's just not going to work for me? Dude, no. Like I immediately became like, no one ever better hurt her or I'll kill them for real. I'll kill you for real.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It was that kind of
I'll find you in the real world.
this isn't a game anymore. So like I became really attached to Hugh and Diana's connection. And of course, the whole game I'm just dreading, like, what are you going to do to me, Capcom? What are you going to do to me? And so, listen, the way it wraps up, I think, is beautiful. It's wonderfully done. It tells a really good story. It's very simple. It's not like a complex story, really, when you break down like the main plot points.
Yeah, there's nothing like really heady or anything at the end. Like,
it's not going to blow your mind, but it does. It just does it well. You know, it does it really well.
Yeah, it's just really well executed, and you get, I think, a nice and emotional payoff, I would say.
Big time. Yeah, big time. And man, I just think this is one of those games that I knew this would happen in a year that's as full as 2026 is, with amazing games. I knew there'd be something out of the blue that I'm like, wait, is this one actually my favorite? Despite all the other games I've been hyped for and thinking about and can't wait to play. Right now, this is fighting for that top spot for me. It's right up there alongside stuff like 007 in terms of my favorite experiences of the year so far, both with gameplay and with story. Of course, both those games are brilliant in both those categories. Those are things I care about the most, right? Is it fun to play? And does it tell a story with characters I care about? The answer is yes. It does. So
Capcom's doing the thing.
I love this game. I can't recommend this game enough. It is so good. It is really, really good. So thanks a lot, Capcom, for making banger after banger this year. I don't know how you're
Oh my god.
The audacity.
Still to come as well.
And there's still at least one more major Capcom.
Dude, Onimusha's what, a week early too?
Yeah, it's beginning of September.
A couple weeks early, yeah.
Or a couple weeks, yeah. Man, what a treat. What a treat.
Yeah, Capcom is, I don't know what they're putting in their drinks over there in their corporate building, but it's working.
Drugs.
Caffeine.
Human suffering.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's something. Something's happening.
I'll tell you, they're crunching over there. I'll tell you that.
They're crunching. Yeah.
Really crunching.
I'll tell you that.
And,
yeah.
Yeah.
We can cry about Rockstar crunching all we want to, but I gotta tell you, over there at Capcom,
Japan, South Korea, Chinese developers, like,
yeah,
just like,
Korea for sure.
It's literally what we do,
guys. Absolutely crunching.
They crunch, big time. Oh yeah. Now, don't forget that Pragmata was announced like 5 years ago, and so that means it's been worked on for at least 5 years. Maybe not to the extent of other huge AAA games, so maybe didn't have the same resources allocated to it because you had Resident Evils and other games coming out during that time, of course. But it's not like this was a game that they thought of last year and just put together. Like, this game has a lot of passion and a lot of detail put into it. Everything from the world to the conversations to the way the mechanics work and the way they unlock things. There's plenty to unlock and to improve and to level up. So this game was very kind of thoughtfully made over the course of a long period of time. So I get that. I get that it's not just a fluke. This was something that they put a lot of time and energy into. So kudos to them for investing into this brand new IP. I think it delivered big time. So wanted to highlight that one because I just finished it recently. And that was the game hole that I fell into. You know, when you finish a big show or watch a series of movies or play a video game and finish it, and you're kind of like, well, now what? You're kind of sad almost because you had so much fun doing that thing or watching the thing.
Bittersweet.
It's bittersweet for sure. And this was that one that I finally had gone back to, got really into, and was really bummed when it ended. Not just because of the emotional toll that it can take on you, the story can, but also just because of the fact that it was over. And I was like, dang it. Now what do I play? But thank you, Assassin's Creed.
Because there's nothing like it.
Racing.
So now it's over. You played it, and it's just like you can't get this itch somewhere else. You know, like it's very very uniquely its own thing.
It is.
I felt that way much more so after Claire Obscure last year. I really had a hard time out when I finished that game. Like, well, now what the heck?
I don't think I gamed for like a month or two after that. I was like, I think I'm just gonna watch movies or something. I can't.
That one was way harder because that was like I've spent 45, 50 hours or whatever in that world, way more time, and got way more attached. And this was only like a 12-hour. I think I spent 11 hours and 30 minutes total in this game. And I love it that much. So anyway, wanted to highlight that one. And I wasn't sure if you guys had any additional thoughts or if you wanted to talk any more about the Adventures of Elliot. But of course, that's one I know that's been on our kind of currently playing lists. Any of you been spending more time with this one recently?
Not since we last talked about it, me personally.
I haven't gotten it yet.
I don't think I've talked about it at all. But I put like 5 or 6 hours into it. I think it's a very competent, very good game. I'm just probably not going to beat this one. But I also hear
it's a Square Zelda game.
It's very like judicial with its time. I think it's only like 25 hours or something. This is a very like beatable video game. It's not an Octopath I'm going to play it for 1,000 hours type of experience. And it is like a very streamlined Zelda experience for sure.
Yeah.
And I mean that in a good way. Like, you know, you're not going to get like themed dungeons, but you're going into dungeons and there is like a boss key and you're looking at like doing like quick environmental puzzles. Very, you know, like a Link to the Past Junior. I'm sorry, a Link's Awakening Junior, Link to the Past, or that era of Zelda, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that that's a bad thing. It's just, I think it's a very good game that I just, for whatever reason, just don't have time for right now. I also don't like some of the vibes of the story. Like everyone's like happy. It's a very, I'm very used to like Octopath Zero, where it's like everyone's like been survived murder and like either out for like revenge, like a little darker.
I think there's some darker elements later, Kyle, in this.
Okay.
I think it gets darker. Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure it gets darker.
Yeah, it's very you know, you're the bestest, you know, Elliot. Oh, you know, it's just annoying voice acting and you know, stuff like that. I'm just like, I can't.
I'm really far along. Like I've unlocked all the time periods, and I think I mentioned this before when it was Tim and I, that even in the fourth time period, like third, fourth, like you approach the main village, and they're like, "Hey, who are you? You don't dress like we do." And then the leader will come out and be like, "Hey guys, we should be nice." And I'm like, "Is one person gonna make me take up a village?"
There's an inherent like, I don't know, good, like, I don't know, whimsy to this entire story, and which is not a negative thing at all. It's just like it's. When you're signing up for one thing and you get like the exact opposite, you know, like it can be a little jarring.
Because what if it ends with Elliot snapping and just burning it all to the ground? Like, what if Elliot
destroys every time period? Yeah, that'd be super dope. Yeah.
There is actually I think I mentioned this before too. There's 3 endings, and I think you have to look at a guide to kind of figure out what the true ending is, and there's an impossible boss in there too. Where you have to like parry 3 times before you can get it perfectly, before you can get a hit in and stuff like that. There is a bad ending, but they don't call it bad. They call it like bronze, silver, and gold endings. But you know, the bad ending you kind of know, and it's like over sooner, and you're like, damn it,
so
I should have
gone
the other way.
Yeah.
So like combat wise, it does pick up, and you unlocking more abilities feels very good. And
I love the simplicity of the combat system, or the inventory system, excuse me, where it's like you're choosing just a couple different weapons. It's not about leveling up or grinding. It's more about like unlocking these types of perks that like you have a lot of points to like build up onto that particular weapon. It's everything's really well thought out. I think this game is very high quality. I think there's a lot of you know, it's fully voice acted, you know, it looks great, you know. Again, I just think it's very well thought out and everything like that. Just be prepared for just like an annoying fairy character they're talking to the entire game, you know, and like be ready for just a lot of like.
You hear about the update? They just released an update where you can turn off the voice acting.
Turn off completely, yeah. Just you're off.
Oh, really? Completely? Wow.
Imagine being the voice actress for that.
And being like, at least for the in-game, I think for the in-game
in-game chatter of like, I wonder what this is. Type of thing.
It's similar to Horizon, where remember how she would literally be like, "I'm picking this up. I'm picking this up.
I gotta put it in my stash."
The fairy characters
gotta put it in my
stash. Like, says something like every time you're doing something, because I was watching somebody stream this and I was like, I don't know. So for me personally, because obviously I watch anime and stuff like that, like the kind of like super like
kind of used to
perhaps shrill, annoying, like, you know, bubbly character, like that's fine, but
for sure
it's more about like how often they're saying something, and it's like you need to scale that back, because it's like it's way
the devs already knew the devs already knew at launch. It was like, this is people that play Octopath are going to be kind of annoyed by this, so they did put in an option already at launch that said normal chatter or reticent, and it makes her talk a little less, but she still kind of goes,
that was even
we have enough for an upgrade, Elliot. And I'm like, shut up, I know this.
I'm
aware. I think you can turn it off completely now. I think you can turn it off completely now, which is smart.
I guess everyone's
if
not mad
I was
about
like
Navi.
10, you know, and growing up and I played this would be like one of my favorite things ever. Like, oh my god, like, and I'd never played anything like this before, you know, like this would be like a really cool like entry point into like action RPGs and stuff like that, you know. I think like, so if you have a kid who's like itching to get into something, maybe they grew up watching you play like stuff like this, but like they're not really ready for something old school, or
maybe Zelda's a little too hard or something like that.
Yeah, maybe Zelda's a little too hard. Yeah, like this is a very good entry point
And I will say, I don't think I brought this up at all, but like the world building's pretty quality too. Like I think every time period that you go to, like they have their own story and they're alluding to like this older age of magic. It's just really cool. Like hearing everybody explain stuff.
You know, like there's a lot going on. You know, like again, well thought out. Like there's a lot more here than cutesy stuff that I keep on like kind of railing on. Like there is like some depth there for sure.
Kyle hates cute stuff, confirmed.
I really do. I just hate cute animal stuff. I absolutely hate it so much.
Hate it.
Sure.
Well, then you're gonna
except Animal Crossing. That's it.
You're gonna love this one. Then there's a new farm life sim game out that actually does have some darker undertones to it, which I think looks interesting.
Great.
Called Moonlight. Yeah, Moonlight Peaks. This is the review from Switch Up. And so it's a farm life sim that I think people are really enjoying. It's got pretty solid reviews all around. But the idea, I think, is just that there's a lot of like dark vampire, undead, creepy creatures.
It's vampire harvest.
Still looks very.
See, it's not animals. It's just cute. This is fine.
It's very it still looks adorable and like friendly overall. You know, even though the theming is a little darker. Look, you're still roasting marshmallows and falling in love and making your farm. Like you're still doing cute stuff. You know. So.
There's like werewolves and stuff like that, from what I understand. Like it's like a lot of it's that side of horror, you know, which is kind of fun. Probably witches and warlocks.
Yeah, so you create your character, you go in there, and it's Stardew Valley like. You know, you go and you get your location and you start cleaning it up and start building out your farm, making friends, meeting people in the town. So,
and it's really objective heavy. So it's like, you know, it's not like, you know, just throws you into a world and it's like, figure it out, you know, like, no, it really kind of guides you into what you should be doing next and what you're working towards and stuff like that, which is good. Yeah. You know, I like a little pathway.
Yep. I mean, if you are a farm sim, kind of life sim type person, I mean, you're eating good. You got so many options out there. Now you can add in like this kind of vampire themed option to that. There's so many options out there. Like if you've already played Stardew Valley, you know, to completion and you can't really do much more in Stardew Valley, there's plenty of other options out there for you.
You just start another save file, Tim. You just start another one.
Or you could just do that.
I know so many people, that's their whole life in Stardew Valley, and I love that.
Yeah.
I'm going for different. It's like, are you going to do something different this time? Like, no, I'm just going to grow turnips and romance the same girl.
You don't know
I've done that.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's absolutely crazy. I would do the same thing, but that's crazy. You know?
Yeah. They do have other farm layouts, and I play
Cyberpunk every year, and I play it the same way. I don't change anything. Yeah, there you go. So I'm an insane person. I don't know what to tell you.
That's what we do. That's how we do it. All right. Also out. That's out this week, by the way. These are things that are new and available right now. So also out this past week is, I think it's from Sword Art Online IP. It's called the Echoes of Aincrad. I don't know how to say this.
Yeah, it's Aincrad. Yeah,
Aincrad. All right.
So this is like basically, I believe it's the first season of Sword Art Online, but you're playing like create a character. So like I think you're kind of intertwined with the story of what the beginning of Sword Art Online was. But it's a custom character, so you know you're like that's Kirito, who's the main character.
Okay, got it.
I'm pretty familiar with this because like I remember watching the first season. I've only seen the first. Did you? Okay. Honestly, the first half of the first season of this anime is like one of my favorite things ever because it's just so.
I agree, it's pretty good. Yeah, I agree, it's pretty good. I also didn't know like it was gonna be like a love story and stuff like that, which I'm a total sucker for. So when I went into it, I was like, oh,
yeah. But like, so to bring you Tim and Jeff up to speed here with the story, so like it's an MMO that you like kind of like VR into, so to speak. Like you put on like a thing, .hack, and you're like in this world, and you're like,
this is a genre of
living in this world. Yeah. And like basically somebody hacks like the entire thing and makes it so if you die in the game, you die in real life.
Whoa!
The headset thing like basically fries your brain or whatever, and you actually
Ready
die.
Player One was stakes, dude.
Yeah. So like all these people log in that first episode, they all log in. It's like, oh, this is so cool. And then like a screen like pops up and it's just like, hey, you're all like effed because like if you die, like that's it. And it's like, oh shit, like that's horrifying. Like, so yeah, it was really unique at the time. I think, at least for me, it was.
Yeah,
I know that there was other.
It went on. That first season went on to create a franchise that's still going. So did something right.
Yeah, I did fall off of it, but that first,
I did too. I did the first season. I was like, I get the game. I don't want to. I get this. I already have an anime video game thing in my life. It's .hack. I can't have like too many of the same thing in my life or all.
Right.
Yeah.
Pretty dark concept. So this is being in that world.
The visuals of this look pretty good. I think the anime style suits it pretty well. It seems like it really does match up well with the where it's based from. Is it a show, right? It's not a movie series. It's a show.
It's a show.
It was an anime.
There's probably,
a show.
There's probably some
animation,
movies, maybe, but
probably some films too. So that is out now as well, and it is a full price game, so it's a pretty big release from Bandai Namco. So yeah. Okay. Also out now is the 1.0 launch of Pal World, the Pokemon that's not Pokemon game.
Yeah, get wrecked, Nintendo.
Right.
They must be furious.
Where's the Switch 2? Show me the Switch 2 version. Where is it?
Where
is
it?
So ballsy.
Yeah, it's on Xbox, PS5, and PC. The 1.0 version is out now. Seems like they've actually added a lot of cool stuff and quality, and they really fine-tuned this over the last, what has it been, 2 years since this came out, maybe?
It's been about 2 years,
It sounds about right, yeah.
And
it's really
like
not
there's
Pokemon
so much
at
to
all,
do.
Other than
I was going to say that's why the case fell apart, because they
really
changed so much of it.
Yeah, and they've added so much, in this 1.0 update, like all the onboarding stuff.
It's just the designs, right?
As you're getting, just the designs are total ripoffs. So
it was capturing a monster with the ball, and they were like, "All right, you're stupid."
Right. And some of the monsters were very they were that's a couple feathers off from being a complete
but apparently
copy.
Nintendo didn't exactly make those all on their own, so they could be sued as well for some of the designs.
No, we went over on the podcast where Nintendo stole a lot of their creature designs actually from Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest started with this cutesy.
Yeah.
Whoa, okay, that's funny.
Thing. Yeah. So it is funny for them to grandstand, and it's like, guys, you started the stealing. Like that's Anyways, it doesn't really matter.
And Nintendo's like, just to be clear, Pokemon slavery not on our patent. That's all Pal World. That's all them.
That's all them. That's the best part about this game is putting your Pokemon in the mind.
Forced labor.
That's it. I'm telling you, that's what this game is. But there's a great tutorial. There's a great spin up to what you're supposed to be doing, and then the game and I'm not there yet, but it becomes more about you and your guns and your heart and your swords and your jetpacks and your mounts, storming
you're fighting too.
These towers and fighting bosses and fighting bad guy humans who are also doing it, and you're trying to get to this tree to answer all the questions of the universe or whatever. So there's the idea is you're trying to move in through the map to get to the tree, which is at the center of the world. You're killing a lot of godlike monsters. Yeah, I mean, basically,
Tree of Life.
That's totally Lucario.
That's Egyptian Lucario.
Just Lucario. Geez, holy crap. But anyways, I'm 4 or 5 hours in to kind of getting my base ready, and I like all the slow stuff, to be honest. Once it kind of probably becomes more about the combat-y, I wonder how much I'll enjoy that. But right now I'm go work in the mines and chop cheese, you weird Pokemon things, and I just sit there and everything's automated and I'm labeling all the chests so all my everything goes into the right chest. It's if you like that type of stuff where you're automating your kind of farm and stuff like that, and everything's going to exactly where it needs to go, and you're creating those schedules and lines and stuff like that. Yeah, this game is great. I can't really speak to the combat and the big boss stuff and everything like that quite yet though. So
yeah. Hey, listen, it's also a beautiful world. I wish the Pokemon team would sit up and pay attention and make a game that looks closer to this.
Yeah.
Than their last
wins and waves.
Add guns.
Looks like it's,
quit being so.
Oh, they're not.
Add the minigun.
No, add
guns.
I want the next main character to have a gat. I want him to have a pistol and a
couple of Uzis.
Pikachu. The game opens up and you're killing a Pikachu and you're what have I become?
That's right.
I could be deep.
I hope the trailer for the next one, he's got it duct taped to his back like in Die Hard, and Pikachu reaches back for it and then pulls out the gun.
Absolutely. And then everyone can go, that's a Die Hard reference, and
yeah.
and then
we'll be happy.
And then Bruce Willis sues them. Yeah. or whoever.
Or he wouldn't remember too.
Love it.
Yeah,
I know.
Oh,
That's a good dimension joke.
What
That's
are we?
a good joke.
What are we?
What are we doing?
What are we doing? We're gonna get upset. What's going on?
Oh man.
So I'm glad that you're actually playing the 1.0 too, Kyle, because it's one of those things where I was like, I thought we all just kind of agreed, like, hey, there's some good ideas, but we're not playing this. The fact that you're playing it more,
Yeah.
I'm curious to hear what
I
you think
played
about
like
it. As
50
you
to
keep
60
playing.
hours of like the original
Oh, wow.
early.
Oh,
I
did
played a
you?
lot. I fell in. I
know
really liked this game quite a bit. So like I was really excited to hear 1.0. And again, when I saw the trailer and like I saw like you're got armor wings, like where you're in armor and like wings and you're flying towards, I'm just like, what the hell is that? That's not what I spent 60 hours doing in that game. I don't know what that is. So it is cool. It seems like a lot's been added over the last year, and specifically to the 1.0 jump. And I'm very excited to get to that stuff. If I could stop, making my first base, which is 10 steps away from like where you start the game. Like if I could just move away from that, that'd be great.
Sure.
Well, this little section has been very, I don't know, anime-ish heavy. We're going to continue that with this last one. It is a DLC as well as an official port to the Switch 2 for Grand Blue Fantasy Relink Endless Ragnarok.
The best game y'all wouldn't play.
I didn't even know this was even being made. Like,
So,
I saw this and I was like,
not
is this
only-
a sequel? Like,
It's an
No,
expansion.
So there's a DLC expansion for all platforms, including the Switch
Yeah.
2, where it's officially launching also on the Switch 2.
I still need to play
And
this.
so Endless Ragnarok
very good.
is the new content.
Yeah.
It's like what
But,
if
so I don't know.
like Monster Hunter but Platinum Games combat.
Sure. Which sounds
Wait,
great.
yeah,
okay.
it's the best I could pitch it, But yeah, that's
which
pretty
sounds
much
great.
what it
Sounds
is.
excellent.
Well, in the story, there's like a 6 to 10 hour story that's just like really linear and very, very good, and the end game is all Monster Hunter stuff. Like
Yeah, I
the end
remember you
game is
mentioning
robust and crazy, and apparently, like this game really rewards those people who grinded away for the last 2 years because like it's going to give those people a lot of things to kill and fight with their overly powerful characters. So
Yeah.
I don't know if this is for like people who like beat the campaign and then stop playing and then like me and I kind of pick this up and like I don't even know if there's any content for people like that. But
Yeah.
very cool that it's still coming out with more. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, the standard standalone game is $40 full price, and if you want to get it with this new content, it's $60. So if you want to get kind of the new standard edition of Endless Ragnarok, you can get the base game and the DLC all together for
It's not too shabby.
$60. And there's a demo on Steam, at least. I would imagine other platforms probably have a demo as well. So
Yeah.
Wanted to highlight this one because I know it's one that at least a couple of you on this podcast and others who probably listen
Yeah,
have really enjoyed.
I remember playing the demo and enjoying it. I just haven't gotten it to it yet. So.
This is in that category. Kyle mentioned it. This is in that category of we probably have a bunch of these games. Like one of the best games that most of us never played. And there's a bunch of those. There's a lot of them.
And don't get me wrong, it's like a high 7, 8, type of experience. It's not like, oh my god, this like really rocked my socks off and changed my life, but like it's one of those like just
Yeah.
good but kind of fringe games that no one's ever heard of or no one really gave a chance for him. Because I don't even think this game sold really well, which is crazy that this game's kind of an expansion and stuff like that. So
yeah.
This is still good enough.
So anyway, that is now available on all platforms, including the Switch 2, if that is something you're interested in. All right. Now on to some news. I wanted to share this in case you guys are mobile gamers. So Mario Kart Tour is ending support, but not only that, it's totally going offline. You can't even play in offline mode at the end of September. So
I totally forgot about this.
So
I forgot
the mobile venture was Nintendo's like pursuit of live service games that like Sony lost billions of dollars on. You know what I mean? So I like that.
I get a feeling Nintendo didn't lose much on these.
I was gonna say that's exactly what I was just about to say, but Nintendo probably didn't lose anything. I bet they made some.
They might have made money on
That's
these. Honestly,
yeah, I'm sure they made money. They just
I remember Mario Run.
Yeah, Mario Run was pretty cool.
Yeah, they're all pretty high quality. Like,
well, they have an Animal Crossing one too that did get an official offline mode. They took the online support off, but you can still. There's like a premium version. You can just play Animal Crossing on your phone now. So that does it, but this won't have that. This was all centered.
And I doubt you'll ever
online,
see something like this again. I don't think you see Nintendo doing
not.
Mobile.
But I know with Fire Emblem Heroes, with Mario Run, with Animal Crossing, with Mario Kart, I remember them having a big audience. So I'd be surprised if Nintendo didn't at least have some profitability with these
I think that all they could have is made money, because these don't look expensive. You know what I mean? It's like Nintendo bought Bungie. You know, it's $1 billion decision. You know, like there's nothing that screams $1 billion+ to like these types of moves. And, it was very low risk and very high reward. I'm sure for them, but there's.
Did you say Nintendo bought Bungie?
No, PlayStation bought Bungie, so that's.
I thought you said Nintendo bought Bungie. I was like, wait, they did?
It's not. I said it's not like they bought Bungie.
I got you now. I'm following. I'm following with you. I'm with you now.
So Kyle, what inside scoop do you have? What inside
scoop? I was like, whoa,
not a high risk, not a high reward.
Yeah, I totally agree. So yeah, Mario Kart Tour is going offline. So, and apparently, if you had subscription or have all these, whatever it is, gold member points or whatever they call them, you pretty much have till the end of September to use everything up, because it's just going to go away. It's not going to carry over to some other Nintendo thing. So get in there and use them up if you've got.
They should change the name to Mario Kart Last Tour. They should just update the name.
They really should. That's a good point. That's sad, but I don't know. Those kind of things don't really bug me as much, but that's probably just because I'm selfish and I don't really care if a mobile game continues forever and ever.
I know.
To be honest,
I know. I'm with you.
So maybe that's mean of me, but I just don't care that much. What I do care about, now we've already talked about this some last week. We don't have to rehash all of it. I don't want to, get stuck in a loop of same conversations every week. But we at least have some answers. Last week, I believe it was last week we talked about this, right? Kyle and Jeff, I think it was last week or the week before. Anyway, we talked about Xbox and their decision with their studio movement, their layoffs, restructuring, and we knew we were going to hear more soon. But I don't think we've talked since then, at least not on the show, about the official announcements. We knew some kind of like rumors and whispers about what could or couldn't be happening. So on July 6th, so this past week, Xbox announced their reset, the great Xbox reset. That's what we're going to be calling it from here and forevermore. Now, it's easily the most controversial restructure in their history. So here's the simple kind of overview, is that a lot of this is from Games Radar. I was pulling from their article about this. But they're cutting 3,200 jobs, which is a lot. I think that's around a 20%-ish cut from Xbox. It's like a 1.5%, 2% from Microsoft. I think, if I got those numbers right. But anyway,
good Lord,
3,200 jobs, 1,600 of them or so were immediate. The other 1,600 are going to be over the course of the next however many months between now and the end of the next fiscal year. Probably some of those are projects that are winding down or support that's going to start to fade away. It's probably those kinds of teams that they can't just fire them all. They need to wind down support for something or finish development of something. So I'm sure we'll hear more about who those folks are. So if you hear new layoffs from Xbox, keep an eye on whether or not that's brand new or if this is part of the reset layoffs that were already announced. So anyway, as part of this, and I believe these things are separate because we've got Xbox employees, 3,200 of those jobs are now gone. But then you also have studios who aren't, even though those studios are owned by Xbox, these are separate from the layoffs that you saw at Microsoft, I think. Some of it seems to be crossover a little bit because the way it's been reported, it's like, hey, a chunk of these came out of this studio and a chunk of these came out of that studio. So I'm like, I actually don't understand exactly, of the 1,600, how many of those are these studio closings or firings accounting for. I don't really know, but I'll just read you some of the summary and see what you guys think. So a lot of them it says, according to this article, that a majority of these 1,600, or a lot of them, majority is probably the wrong word, came from ZeniMax Studios, Bethesda, ZeniMax Online, and id Software, with further cuts being made at Obsidian. And of course, hearing all those names is very sad because we've talked a lot over the years about how much we like all of those studios. It's really sad to hear that. So at id Software, it sounds like around 136 have been cut. A total of 158, probably more from ZeniMax overall. And so it sounds like the Doom and Wolfenstein developer has been reduced to a support studio size, even though Wolfenstein, I think, was mentioned as one of the IP that they want to focus on. I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm very confused by
Yeah,
That's true.
It's the same thing with Bethesda, where they're like, well, we need more Fallout and Oblivion, or Elder Scrolls, but then they fired a bunch of people at Bethesda,
A lot of people.
specifically on those teams. It's like, well, how is that moving the needle at all? I don't know how that's getting us closer to releasing games, but
yeah, like a bunch of the Elder Scrolls 6 teams specifically, including dozens of programmers, artists, designers, and testers, they've been let go, including apparently an iconic Fallout and Skyrim artist who had been with Bethesda for almost 20 years. A number of ZeniMax Online developers, the team behind Elder Scrolls Online. A lot of these folks getting cut as they trim down.
A lot of team leads too. So now a lot of these teams are like rudderless. They have no like direction or anything like that. So like from what I understand,
back in your cubicle.
Development's kind of like ceased because you fired everybody who were keeping everybody on track pretty much. So
didn't ZeniMax like say something like you've let go so much of like our team that like we literally can't make these things.
Yeah,
like, I
ZeniMax,
think it was them specifically.
The people working at ZeniMax who were let go have been the most vocal. There's some pretty gnarly comments out there from some ZeniMax.
Yeah.
I just doesn't make any sense.
Well, we also heard about Obsidian seeing a bunch of jobs cut. The team is shifting away from an apparent Avowed sequel, which has not been announced officially, over to another Fallout game, which
I'm actually fine with.
Some folks might see that as good. Some folks might see that as good news,
like
I want Fallout.
Some
people are like good.
Yeah.
Some people are like, I don't want people to get fired, of course, but Fallout over another Avowed, yes, please. I think there's a lot of sentiment that leans that way. But I gotta tell you, I thought Obsidian, at least based on some rumors and things that we heard for a little while there, their future was in doubt for a minute. So the fact that they are still around and will still be able to make something, that's good.
Still kicking.
So that's good. Okay, so that of course is all negative news. It's all real bad. I think there's a silver lining for some of these studios that were all on the chopping block, including Compulsion, Double Fine, Ninja Theory, Undead Labs, and Arcane. So some good news and some still we don't know yet. But basically they said these studios will leave Xbox to new management. And so they gave some details during the reset announcement that Compulsion Games will be sold back to itself as an independent developer as part of the Xbox restructure. Developer has made its own announcement on Blue Sky shortly after their news post confirming that they're going to retain the rights to We Happy Few, Contrast, and South of Midnight. And generally speaking, their announcement sounded very positive. They're excited for being able to continue. Same with Double Fine. In my opinion, their best games were Psychonauts and Psychonauts 2. They made other great games as well, obviously. But they're going independent again as Xbox sells the studio back to its original founders along with the rights to all of its games, which is awesome. I love hearing that.
That's great.
So it's not like Xbox is hanging on to their IP. Ninja Theory, Hellblade 2, a few other games, they are being sold to new management. We don't know yet what their situation is going to be, who the owner is going to be. But we do know that Xbox has provided or is going to provide funding for them to finish development of the Senua game that was announced. Yeah. So it sounds like Microsoft is pushing some money that direction to whoever the purchaser is. Xbox is going to help fund that to finish that project. And Undead Labs from State of Decay and State of Decay 2. Similarly, they've been sold. We don't know who the purchaser is yet. But State of Decay 3 is officially no longer required or obligated to be released on Game Pass. So I'll be curious to see how does that game sell when it's not free on their service, So I'm not trying to say this is good news, but what do you guys think about those four specifically? I mean, does that give you any kind of like, all right, it's not as bad as it could be feelings? That's my gut reaction. Is it could have been worse,
that's similar. Yeah, it could have been worse, but also they did give back that Project Fantasy rights to IO Interactive after they defunded.
Oh yeah, they had teamed up with IO Interactive. That's right.
Yeah, and it's like you didn't even need to do that. You could have just canceled it and been like, it's write off or whatever. But they're trying to treat these devs as good as they can, considering some of the circumstances, I guess. So that's kind of where I'm at, Tim. It's like similar to you.
I agree with y'all. I do worry that the turnaround on some of these like projects coming out and the profitability that these projects end up having, that are these studios just like being cut out to like go out and die in 4 years, because like there's no sustainability because there's no profits coming in, there's nobody backing them or anything like that. So I am a little worried about, like, when you cut away from a big corporation, and the money stops coming in. You have to make a product to make money. Someone like, Undead Labs, who's made like 3 games. They've made 3 State of Decay games. Again, as selling those games over the course of how many, like, over a decade, 15 years or whatever, is that enough to keep an entire business open? Like, I don't know. So
True.
yeah, I wouldn't
Depends
be
on their
surprised if,
purchaser,
sadly,
right?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. If they get somebody else who can get some money in, but like Compulsion, you were saying, I think, when independent, and I worry that they specifically, if there's nobody out there to get money for a new project, like where is that money going to come from except for the money that Microsoft's going to give them? But when that runs out, then what? Like, it's just like,
yeah, then what? Mm-hmm.
I hope these people aren't being sent out to die, I guess, is my worry. But
yeah, that's
ultimately, I hope these games all get removed from Game Pass so they can start making money on the sales of these games. Or maybe there was some kind of deal as part of this that you'll get this cut of Game Pass income because your game is on there. I don't know. I hope they get something from that.
Yeah.
And don't start from scratch. So Arcane Studios, which I love the Dishonored games. So really the only ones I can think of that I played of theirs. Unless I didn't really get Redfall. Wasn't
you didn't do
thing,
Prey?
But no, I never got into Prey. Deathloop I liked, but then kind of lost interest after a little while. I think the whole loop piece of it kind of threw me off.
That game was actually, that game is like complex and like wild, and
the game is so.
I totally
understand. A lot of people have that as their game of the year, and I get it.
Yeah,
I understand it.
Yeah.
So Arcane is a very, very talented dev, without a doubt.
Yeah.
So they're very talented, but their future, I think it's fair to say, it's the murkiest of all of their devs that are kind of on the chopping block. Apparently, they've entered what's called required consultation. It almost sounds like you're on a performance plan at work before you get fired.
Jeez.
A required consultation with its work council. This is elected employee representation, so folks from Arcane. So they're in France, and they're in discussions with what the next steps should be. I don't know. So basically, Xbox has so far only said it's considering potential strategic options. So whether that includes layoffs, divestment, sale.
I hate corporate speak so much, dude.
Yeah. Potential opportunities.
Cut through that.
Like
potential strategic options. Yeah.
Just dumb robot talk. Just be a person and just be like, listen, X, Y, Z.
Sounds like when you kind of sounds like when you run a sentence through Copilot, and it comes at the other end. It's very like, people don't talk like that.
I mean, that's totally their AI. I could totally see Asha doing that, like just being like, what sounds best? Let me use my own product to determine that.
Well, speaking of Asha Sharma with AI, so she's the new CEO at Xbox. I'm curious what you guys think about how she has come in, really just kind of axe swinging and cleaning out what I think we can all agree that the way that Xbox was being sort of duct taped together as this almost like the Katamari Damacy thing where it's rolling around just collecting everything it touches. It's like this thing is getting unwieldy and kind of ugly. Something
Phil Spencer was the Katamari.
He really was.
Yeah.
He really was. So
Phil Spencer run around with a blank checkbook. I don't know what happened.
Pretty much. It needed to happen. And it could have been way worse. This could have been Xbox's closing. It's done. It could have been they're firing everyone and shuttering all these studios. It could have been. So yes, it could have been way worse. So the fact that they're splintering these off in a way that at least gives them a chance, to Kyle's point, maybe not a great chance for some of them, but at least a chance to survive and do something. And I did read the statement or the letter or whatever that they published, but she sent to the staff, essentially just saying Xbox is in a really unhealthy place. And I thought she was relatively transparent compared to what they usually are about, like, we're losing money, we're bleeding subscribers. Like, basically all of it is on the downward trend. And we had to do something, and this is what we're doing. And so there's part of me that on a human level, I like to think that if Asha Sharma is not herself AI, I don't know, maybe she is, but if she's a human being and she's put in this role, she's got to make these calls. These aren't easy calls to make. There's part of me that kind of empathizes with that position of you need to make this thing that's sinking successful again. So there's part of me that does empathize with that a little bit, at least. But then there's another part of me that's like, I don't know. I look back at guys like Phil Spencer, who I always kind of liked. I found him very likable in interviews and on stage, and his presence and the fact that he seemed like a gamer, kind of like one of us. He kind of came up through the ranks in the right way or whatever. I'm pretty irritated that Xbox let it get to this point, whether it was just him or a combination of people, or is it Microsoft?
Yeah, Microsoft
overall?
leadership failed him for sure. I think just letting him run.
Well, that's what we said
basically.
before.
The leash was loose. That's for sure.
Yeah,
way
too
people
loose.
Like
yeah.
they go on these hiring frenzies, and then it's like, well, I guess it's not working out. So you know what we're gonna do.
Well, they bought all these studios, and then none of them produced any games. None of them.
Or it just took
like
forever.
Obsidian,
or it just took forever.
Or they took 10 years and put one thing out or something. Yeah, but like it's just like, how is that sustainable? You're just paying for a company to be open for 10 years, you know? Like, I just don't understand. Like, where's the money?
But this is why that capitalistic mentality of, like, you know, growth, infinite growth, go.
Yeah,
gotta go up, gotta go up. Yeah. It's like they could have just done... They could have just done all that, like, in portions and really just kind of, like, build the blocks, like, slow and steady. But, like, that's not, I guess, how any of this works. They just all want to just frickin' a million miles an hour fly forward and be like, get all the money. And it's like, but then at the end of the day, it just, everybody else gets punished for it. These people who are the artists and the programmers and the ones that are trying to create are the ones, like with any company, the people at the bottom are the ones that suffer. And it's just like, I get that layoffs are going to inevitably, like, I don't want to be naive and just be like, everybody gets to keep their job. Yay. Like, no, obviously, you know, like, I get it. Like,
I mean, this industry is built off of laying off people whenever a project ends, you know, that's just kind of.
But I think I said in the chat with us, like, there needs to be more of an awareness, and like there needs to be repercussions for these assholes at the top that just are just cavalier with their decisions. And they need to cut the shit and actually understand that these are human beings and make the right decision. Like, actually do your job. You have 6-7 figure salaries. Do your job. You're overpaid, in my opinion. So, like, at least care and make good decisions and hire what you think is actually like an appropriate amount of people, not too many people. You know, like, oh, maybe you hire too less, so then you do a little, like, you know, less is more. Like, just like hire a little less, but then be like, oh, actually, we do need like a little more, so hire a little more. Don't just like go overboard and then like take the jobs away. Like, how is that helping anybody? Like, it's just so infuriating because they just don't care.
I think if you have if you're hiring for a project and you're like, we got to meet a deadline, don't hire permanent. Like, just go contractor, like, and then be like, your contract ends in 6 months. Why are we doing this thing where you got to let them go?
Because at least you're preemptively saying like, oh, it's going to be in 6 months. Like,
right. Yeah. And then we'll determine at that point if we need you for support. Like, you know, maybe they already are doing that in some departments at Microsoft and Xbox already, but it doesn't, I don't know. It feels like this number is way too high for them to, you know, to say that they are actually doing it actively when they're making games, at least.
Yeah, just the people, there are people that need to be better at their jobs. So like these things aren't as just so like, because when this happens, like everyone's just like, holy crap, like that's insane. 3,200 jobs. It's like, why does it have to keep getting to that point? Like,
well, imagine being the other half of those people waiting a year.
Yeah.
Right. Whether or not they're going to get fired. Like, that can't be good for morale, you know? So now you've created like a hostile work environment on top of everything.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Where it's like, and 1,000 more are going to leave too, you know? It's just like, it's very aggressive. But
I mean, that's kind of the axe has been coming down at my job too, similarly, like where they're just recognizing the profitability out of, you know, outsourcing a lot of talent basically, and just being like, you can either agree to take less money for a contractor position in your current role, or bye. And we need you to train contractors on your way out, by the way. So like, I mean, that's still pretty prevalent.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, that's
at least my company,
economy.
You know,
I mean, even my company that I contract through, they just let go of the entire mail team because they had been there for like 25 plus years, got rid of all of them unceremoniously, and then hired on a bunch of like 18-year-olds, you know, for, you know, a fraction of what the other people were making. So I mean, this is just a cascading issue across like economics, you know. But
And
I hate to just be like, it's this AI CEO lady's fault for doing this thing that literally everybody in corporate America is doing, you know. But you know, it's a symptom of a bigger
it is an issue spread. It's certainly an issue spread across the entire like corporate America that we see, but like in IT especially, like we see this. Like I mean, I saw it 10, 12 years ago at my last job before this current one, where they were like, yeah, we need to like outsource because whatever Chili's. I have no problem bad mouthing them because they were like, yeah, Chili's isn't doing that well, so we got to do something at the home office. I still eat Chili's, by the way. They're great.
Those baby back ribs.
I did not a principal for like 8 years. I did not a principal. I was like, F those guys, man. The way they just got rid of me and stuff. But like, you know, IT, it happens all the time, like in a cyclical form, where at my current job, especially, where it's like entire departments are now suddenly Philippines contractors or whatever, or wherever they are, India. We have a kind of a footprint everywhere with our contractors, and it's like it's deflating. Like, so I understand the feelings that are going through the heads of the people at Xbox for sure. Like leadership, they'll keep getting their paycheck and it'll keep increasing probably, but the people that have been let go or even replaced with contractors for a much lesser fee and worse support, my heart goes out to them.
Do
dude.
you guys think Phil Spencer was told to step away?
Yeah, I think it was
absolutely.
I think the board removed him. Yeah, I think
But then do you think he pretty much has a golden parachute and doesn't have to work again the rest of his life?
Yeah. I mean, unless like he was a crazy spender. Yeah, I'm sure.
So did he announce it? Did he announce it as a retirement? Like, is that how the company announced it?
I don't think he announced it as a retirement. No, I just think that they were talking about phasing him out, and he never made an announcement ever personally.
Gotcha. Well, sometimes the company, if they're at least what mine does, when they want you to leave and you've been there at a certain amount of time, kind of like the loyal people in the mailroom and stuff. But for higher roles, I guess they will be like, we're gonna kind of just ask you to retire, and that means giving you crazy severance. And I'm sure with the industry in a company as big as Xbox and Microsoft, they're probably giving him stock options on the way out too.
Hang on, he did have an official statement out. He probably didn't write it though, guys. But he put out a statement saying, "I made the decision to retire and begin the next chapter of my life."
Okay,
there it is, retire.
I made the decision
Look
to
for
retire. He said that word. Yeah.
So he had a 38-year career at the company. He did officially step down and transition to an advisory role before his final exit.
Okay, so let me rephrase what I say. I don't buy that for a second. I think he was...
it's complete crap.
I think he was...
I didn't know that happened.
Basically,
Sure. But I think he was given, essentially, you don't have to ever work again for the rest of your life.
Crazy severance.
In my opinion, that's what most of these... So this is a difference between your... I don't know, let's just say you're a 20-year developer artist and you've worked your way up and now you're like a developer 3, whatever. Like you're one of the best at your roles, but you're let go. You're not getting, you might get a severance package, maybe, potentially.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be very good. And it's not only going to keep you afloat till you're lucky enough to find that next role somewhere, hopefully, to do some more work. Whereas if you're an executive level, unless it's something that they can point to just like fired for cause, unless it's something, you know, that breaks a rule, chances are pretty good. Like you're out, but you're also now gliding for the rest of your life. Like you're good to go.
Yes.
I mean,
that happened to a family member of mine at my current job. It happened to a family member of mine where he was just butting heads with leadership, and leadership, even though he was very, very good at his job, he did nothing wrong. Leadership was like, we got to get you out of here. So they phrased it like retirement. So I look for that word now whenever key people leave big companies, retirement. Especially if they don't look, you would suggest retirement.
Officially, he did.
That means they're being taken care of, and there's no bad mouthing allowed. Basically, that's what that means.
Well, also, if you've been working, I mean, like Phil, he's been there for 38 years. You would imagine, especially being like head of Xbox, like he's, you know, unless he's just like spending, buying yachts and stuff,
like $80 billion. I don't
and he
know.
Just
dude.
kept
I
doing
really
it.
don't think
he
it's
just
as
kept
good.
Doing it.
I don't think the terms are as good as y'all are making it out to be. I think
no, but I'm saying he would have like money. Like I'm saying, like if he's
I believe everything
being,
that Tim was saying about like the severance and like being taken care of and yada yada. But I think it is very bad blood between on both sides. I think he feels ousted, and I think Xbox feels like they got taken a run for almost $100 billion. That's kind of how I see it, at least.
Yeah.
And if nobody feels that way, everyone's got really lackadaisical feelings, you know. If no one feels an inch of that, like everyone is being real chill, cool guys.
Every bit of the announcements they've made has been like a smokescreen for how they truly feel, because they don't.
Yeah, and then
part of
they
the
bring
agreement.
in this like
we don't badmouth you, you don't
CEO,
badmouth me. Yes,
you know, who's like, you know, I don't know, like she'll probably go on, like this might be her career. Like, seriously, like this happens where you might become like a CEO that gets like really good at like shutting stuff down, you know, like because CEOs get passed around corporation to corporation, like it's a tight knit community of people, especially in the industry, you know. And
it's
so you become like a cleanup CEO. If you get really good at that just kind of becomes your job, you know. And they might send her off to somewhere else, you know, to do that again. So
I think so too. I think in 5 years she's gonna like step down, and like somebody else with a vision.
They had to bring in a cleanup crew, and it was her. She was built for this. You know what I mean?
That's what's
She's
wild,
got
though.
tough
How
skin,
did it get to that point then? If it was actually that bad, like, that's the insane thing. Like, how do you just?
I was reading an article
it's the
about
lack of a leash, like we talked about.
Was this like 12 or 14 layers of leadership that like murkied the waters on getting anything like passed through? So like
that would drive me insane.
So like that, you know, everyone's been saying this already. I'm not saying anything anyone hasn't already said, but it was just ultimately the leadership that just kind of like let this happen, and the fact that there was too much of it.
They let it happen,
and
then who gets punished?
I mean, it sounds like a lot of these leaders are getting fired, so, you know.
Them too, but I'm saying, like...
Sarah Bond and Phil Spencer are both gone. You know, all the leadership pretty much got swapped out. Now, to what degree they got swapped out comfortably, I don't know. I was just Googling it. There's nothing official that's been revealed about that. I have a feeling that
I think everything's
certainly going to be a better deal compared to Joe Schmo, regular average worker who's doing the stuff every day in their cubicles. Certainly. I get that completely. Listen, part of that I see as being there's a pro and con to being an executive. Like, all the crap comes down on your head if it doesn't go well, but then you get all the credit if things do go well. Like, I get it. Like, there's pros and cons to that, but ultimately the money is just much bigger in that space. But I do think I like this idea of Asha Sharma coming in as just like the cleaner. She's just in there to clean house, and then once they kind of get things on track, a much smaller outfit at Xbox, they're at least in the black. You know, get them out of losing money every year. Don't know if this is something she wants to do forever, or based on her track record.
Please tell me you saw her recent
I was gonna say
job. Like, she's an advisor now to the U.S. Federal Reserve as a job and productivity.
Oh, I didn't see that. They're like, man, you're really good at cleaning stuff up, you know?
Yeah, can you fire everyone here too?
Yeah, that's
and you know, like,
I got this idea from...
This is not political, like, really, but this is just reality. Like, SCOTUS the Supreme Court said to Trump, you can fire whoever on any panel, whatever. And I think that's why they brought her into the Federal Reserve, because they're like, okay, time
to start firing.
Roll some heads, man.
Bringing down the heads.
Dude, she's the executioner.
Yeah.
She is.
And I got this idea from... She's the Grim Reaper. Is not me knowing...
She's Bob and Bob from Office Space.
This is happening at my job. Like, this exact thing where they brought in a cleaner CEO to clean... Like this person he's a young guy who, like, just did this to a different company, and he'll be here for 3 years before he gets everything kind of turned around, sold it off private, took it out of the public, you know, domain or everything like that. And then he'll just, after he's gutted everything that he needs to, he will go on to the next thing and do the next thing. And it's just, this stuff happens, you know, and I don't know if this is
all
who
the
she
time.
is. She might love video games. I don't know, man. I've never had a conversation with her, you know, but like, this just like, she's coming in and she has blood all over her hands, and I don't mean that in like a this is all your fault way.
It's green blood though, right?
Microsoft told her that she needs to clean the house, and this is what this looks like, you know, coming in here and like making the money right, and it looks like, you know,
she's coming in to balance the books, man. And as she looked to see like where are we bleeding the most, where's the most damage happening, it's a lot of different fronts, and she's like, we have to start shoring up all these weaknesses, which means everyone outside the wall that I'm going to build here is out of luck. And that ended up being a lot of people and several studios. And that's just the way she's head that way. Like,
she's the Titan.
In my head, I like to picture her, like, or not her, but like all the executives and her having a meeting and being like, should we get rid of Matt Booty? And everybody's like, no, that name's hilarious. He's staying.
Yeah, good PR.
How does that guy keep failing upward? How does he keep failing upward? I don't understand.
I like to think someone slammed the table and said, "Booty stays."
Yeah, booty stays. Yeah. Someone's really like.
If booty goes, I go.
They're like, fine,
if
whatever.
Booty goes, I go.
It's all about the
That's
booty.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, I don't think there's like a perfect way to figure out what's happening and why. I think most people, generally speaking, look at it and realize we've all watched it happen. Xbox really got too far out over their skis or whatever that saying is. Like they went too much, too hard, and could not regain their balance. They thought acquiring more would bring balance back, and it just didn't. And don't know exactly why. Don't know if there's one person or group of people to blame. I don't know if all these studios, if the acquisition process slowed down their productivity for whatever reason because of the way Microsoft operates. I don't know what happened. These developers that used to churn out games all of a sudden became the slowest development teams. So, and it seems like the one common denominator was you've got Microsoft overseeing things now. And even though Phil Spencer would say, we're giving these teams the freedom to make what they want to make and give them all the time that they possibly can need, there's something we don't know about the way Microsoft managed those studios. I don't know what it is, but all of them slowed down. All of them did. And so the same could be said about Sony, by the way, with teams like Bungie and some of these. The only one that I think doesn't fall into that is Insomniac, who seems to have just gotten better under Sony leadership. So
no kidding,
man,
no freaking kidding.
I cannot think of very many other examples though. You know, like that.
There's not many.
Yeah, it's a very
what a hell of a
example.
purchase that was. Jeez.
Yeah,
that was a great
like
one.
whoo.
Yeah, and the only one under Microsoft that seems to have maintained their pace was the machine that was Activision already. Like nothing's really changed there. They're already doing Call of Duty every year.
Yeah.
So anyway,
and removing not just for the consumer because so the Game Pass subscription goes down price wise, but they still have Call of Duty, and now that it's not on Game Pass, now they get to recoup so much money.
Yes,
probably.
And
continue to release it multi-platform.
Like,
yeah, exactly. It's gonna make
That's
them
right.
freaking so much money.
It absolutely is. Yeah. Well, anyway, I don't know exactly what's going to happen with Xbox in the future. I don't want a gaming industry without an Xbox brand there, so I hope
same.
that's not where this
I
eventually
agree.
goes. I like having the green, the blue, and the red. I like having the big three console makers. I just do. I just think they each bring a different flavor and approach, and it's fun to see what they've got up their sleeves next. Especially for exclusives or whatever. So here's hoping that things like Fable and Gears of War and Halo and all the other great IP that are under the Microsoft umbrella still, even after all this, here's hoping those things actually do pick up the pace and productivity. I want to see more games from them. I do. I want a reason to open up either Xbox on PC or use my Series X that's out there. I want a good reason to do that. And right now, I haven't had a great reason to do that outside of Forza, which has been like that one shining light for me when it comes to Xbox. That's been like Forza Horizon never misses. You know, it's one of my favorite games this year, and that was Xbox only. So here's hoping they can figure it out. And yeah, and I hope we don't have to keep talking about more major shakeups like this in the near future.
No kidding.
I'm sure we will in some way, shape, or form. For right now, I might be jinxing it, and I'm sorry. For right now, Nintendo, you're the good guys. You're the only ones that have close studios and fire people. Don't do it, okay? Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Be stubborn. Pretend like the other companies don't exist. Do your normal stuff, man. Keep going. Like that's how they operate.
They just sacrificed Shigeru Miyamoto in the volcano.
No,
sorry guys. Yeah, sorry.
But he was
in the
like,
Star Fox level.
That's a big sacrifice. So they're okay for a while now.
Yeah, Godzilla's going to be at bay for a little bit now. So.
Well, they did the opposite. Like the same week that all the Xbox rumors before it was confirmed and all that stuff, they were like, "Yeah, we just flipped a bunch of people to full time and increased their pay." And all of us are like, you can do that in the gaming industry?
I think Capcom did that recently too, by the way. Yeah.
But that's the thing with Nintendo, though. They do things, like I said, how these companies should do things at a slower pace, at a more methodical, slower, deliberate. Deliberate. Yeah, like that's what Nintendo does. Because, I mean, how often does Nintendo introduce a new IP? Like Splatoon is like the most
True.
recent one I can think of that like has actually been successful. Like they don't do it very often.
That's a good
because
point.
they tried
It's not
ARMS,
often.
and ARMS didn't really.
Remember ARMS, guys? Everybody remember?
Hey,
So
I liked
Oh my
ARMS for a little
God.
while.
All right, yeah.
but it didn't go
The
anywhere. So
sequel
they were like,
legs
all right.
didn't really
Yeah.
ironically didn't have legs with legs.
This is me playing ARMS.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Yep.
But Splatoon did well, so they were like, all right,
It
we're gonna
did.
keep making more Splatoon. So like Nintendo does what they did. Like they've been around for so long, they have very specific like IP, like characters, and you know the things that they
and they
build,
know how to
the worlds
release,
that
and they know how to take advantage of the fiscal earnings, and they're pros, man. You know, they'll sit on a game for like 9 months before putting it out, and like no one's working on it anymore. It's just like sitting on the table, you know, because its release date is until the next fiscal year, because they want to start it strong or whatever. It's just they're very business savvy. It just seems like nobody else is business savvy right now. Feels like everyone forgot how to do business. Sony and Microsoft's like, we woke up, we all have amnesia.
What do you want from
I
me?
don't understand.
Yeah.
How do you run business? I don't know. You do
What do you want from me? You
Wait,
want
hold on.
games? You want
Does
good
it
games?
piss off your consumers? Oh, okay. Let's piss off our consumers.
It's
Oh, you
so
like discs?
weird,
Well,
yeah.
too bad. Fuck you. You get no discs.
Yeah.
It does seem like both
By the way,
Microsoft
buy
and
our disk
Sony.
drive.
It seems like they got caught in this spiral of like, oh, live service, quick. Oh, AI stuff, quick. Like it seems like they both got caught in like and Nintendo's like, we're just gonna remake Zelda, and that's what we're gonna do.
You guys like
And we're just
Pikmin?
gonna stay.
You know, like they're just,
We're gonna do more of that.
they're
Oh,
so
man.
random.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's a good one though.
yeah, and
That's a good random one.
yep. And then what I like too is that Switch 2 has already passed when it comes to console exclusives. Only place you can play it is on their console. They have surpassed PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X combined
Oh my God.
with their console
In
exclusives.
1 year?
They have more than both of them. When it comes to like games you can only play on those consoles, here's a reason to buy this
I got
this
you. I
piece
see,
of
I see.
machinery and put it under your TV.
Of course.
Switch 2 has more than both of them do. Of course, Xbox doesn't really count because they put their games out and everything. But the fact that they passed PS5 to me, that's a pretty big dig against Sony.
They're the
like, what the
exclusive
heck,
guys.
Sony? Like, where are your games, dude?
Good.
And that's a totally
Lord.
different conversation. But yeah,
It's
it's
because games have
shocking.
gotten more expensive to make.
Well,
Yeah.
that's because they invested in games that they had now canceled because of all the live service stuff they wanted to do, everything from Concord to all the other
Remember
stuff
when
we
they were
don't know
making
about.
9 games as a service games, and they were like,
Yes.
these aren't going to cannibalize each other at all.
What
It's
if
like,
those
there's
were
not enough
9
room
my
for
God.
that.
Sony exclusive? But what if
There's
those
no
were
room in
9
the
Sony
market.
console exclusives? What
Yeah,
if they were 9
absolutely.
console
Yeah.
exclusives?
Absolutely, like single player. Absolutely.
Everything from a little puzzle game that's a new little idea to a huge AAA experience. What if it was all
we
those
could have gotten
single
Little Big
player...
Planet 4, guys. We could have gotten that.
I'm like,
Kyle,
for real.
Come on.
Yeah, they took away
What are we
Sackboy. They
doing?
took our sacks away.
Where's our sacks?
Where's our sacks?
We're sackless.
They gave us this little Astro Boy. They
We're
gave us boys instead of sacks.
Yeah, like how are you not making more Astro Boy? We should have been hearing about a new Astro Boy. Like it makes no sense why you're
Astro
not,
Bot,
putting
yeah, Game of the Year
Astrobot,
winner.
not Boy, yeah, Astro
Oh,
Bot.
I was saying
just don't
Astro
understand-
Boy.
Why are you?
Yeah,
It just doesn't
where's
make
the
any
sequel
sense to
for
me.
that?
Where are these? Where are these exclusives? Sony, you're not the good guys here anymore. You know, like it's not.
No.
You know, your hands
It's
are not
Nintendo
Nintendo putting out
very
Yoshi
bad.
and the Mysterious Book. Like, listen, that
Yeah.
game is not my
Which is
favorite.
charming
It's not
as
really
heck, by
for
the way.
me, but it's
Yeah.
super charming. Super charming.
I'm-
But Nintendo's
I'm
out here
enjoying
putting
it.
out a remake here, a little side-scroller platformer there, a major Fire Emblem game that they know is not going to hit most of their audience, but it's going to work for a small, dedicated segment. Like, they're still
It's
doing
gonna,
it.
and
man.
it's
I
probably
even heard
gonna
about
turn a profit still. It's not gonna make
I even
millions
heard about
of
a
dollars,
rumor
but I bet you
of,
would still make a profit.
I heard a rumor of another side-scroller Metroid Dread-like game that's in the works
heard that,
potentially from them.
Ooh.
I heard that too. Yeah.
Those games don't make
like
money.
Ravager or
Metroids
something.
don't
Wrath,
make money. Like,
Yeah.
and they're still like, yeah, we don't care. We, I don't know.
Dread
It's
must
like,
have,
they-
might have done like the best though, right?
So they,
What's that?
they make money, but they
Dread
I don't
probably
know
did
if
like
they
the best, right?
I don't know if they've moved the needle, but it's like it's almost like, hey, are we gonna at least break even on this? We'll keep that segment happy. Great,
Yeah.
let's do it. Like, it feels
I
like
think-
that's the approach,
yeah.
but I could be wrong. I mean, they make so much Animal Crossing and Pokemon money, and Mario Kart money. Like, what else do they?
Yeah.
What else do they need? You know. Anyway,
Dude, Mario Kart 8
I digress.
basically like funded them for they could like just stop making games for like 2 decades. Like Mario Kart
Yeah.
8 was making
funded a
so much
generation.
money. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
true.
like that was insane. Like absolutely insane.
Well, if you look up the company sizes, of course, Microsoft of the three is the biggest, but Sony isn't that. I mean, they both dwarf Nintendo just in terms of how much money comes in from all their different areas. Like Sony is way bigger and has way more employees and makes way more money, but their PlayStation division is much more on par with Nintendo overall as a company. Xbox was like almost 3 times the size when it comes to employees and just how much money is being invested. So when you think about who's winning and who's losing, that's kind of shocking to hear those numbers. So as much as I hate all of this news, and to Dan's point, all of us have been saying this, like, it just sucks to hear about individuals getting the short straw. Like, really, I have to go find a new job now? Great. That sucks. But it did need to happen. I just wish it didn't need to happen. I don't know. You can't really go back.
I know
and
what you're saying.
What Microsoft has done, but like,
done at a normal pace, because again, it's going to happen, but like, again, not just like, so like, you know, swinging that axe, as Kyle was saying, just that machete. She's swinging that machete.
It's one of those things too, where it's like, if you know you have to let go of this many people, this many studios, it's actually pretty unhealthy, both for the culture as well as for your stock price, all that stuff, to drag it out. It's actually healthier to make the change, let all the reactions and fallout happen, and then start to rebuild. If you like drag it, like this 1,600 jobs that are going to be lost over the next year, to me seems almost like a bad idea. Like, maybe don't announce those until you're ready. Like, that feels like now there's this weird thing hanging over everyone's head.
Yeah.
It's all very uncomfortable and sad. But all right, so we needed to talk about it. I thank you guys for sharing your thoughts on it. It is interesting to think through and talk through all the changes that are happening in this industry that all of us do love. We do really like gaming, and we want all three of these platforms to be successful so they can challenge each other and have to one-up each other. You know, I think of the console wars over the years. It's just been fun to see them have to innovate to surpass the next one, come up with the next.
We've shifted from the console wars to the layoff wars. So
yeah, and Nintendo's winning in those. Nintendo's winning those for sure. And they're catching up on the console wars too, by the way. I think their sales are still not so bad with all the price increases. Nintendo bumping theirs up by $50 doesn't look so bad right now compared to the other ones. So
it's insane.
Switch 2 is still, I think, a pretty solid investment for a gaming platform if people are looking for a place to play. And a lot of third-party games coming back to Nintendo. Like Call of Duty is going to be on Nintendo this fall, which is crazy, but it'll be there.
That's yeah. I still have to be reminded of that. I'm like, holy crap, that's wild.
Yeah, I still remember when Call of Duty hit on the DS, and it was just like the ugliest, most horrible thing I've ever seen. But
I played it on the Wii. It was a launch title for the Wii, and I hated everything about it.
Yeah,
everything about it sucked.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. Well, thank you guys for being here and for chatting it out. I know over the next few weeks we've got really just some. We're gonna do a couple of like small little games here and there, like some stuff we haven't done in a long time on the podcast, just because we're in a little bit of a holding our breath without a lot of big releases before they all just start pelting us. Like, we're gonna have nonstop game releases, so we have a little bit of breathing room for the next 2-3 weeks before things start getting real crazy. So, looking forward to that. Looking forward to a couple relaxed episodes before we get into every week talking about the newest games. It's gonna be a lot of that. So. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.